All right, so we're at the beginning of a new season, which means we need to introduce ourselves. So we're going to start off the way we usually do with the players. Tell us a little about your characters, just a reminder as we start the episode. And then I guess we have a new tradition, which is the fit check. So all three of you are in your humanoid form, so tell me how you look. Of course, I am Austin Yorsky, your dungeon master. I can be found at patreon.com/Austin Yorsky. And just Austin Yorsky on all social media stuff. I assume when this comes out, there will probably only be Blue Sky as a usable platform. Who knows what the future will hold.
We're going back to Skype.
Catch me on AIM, the only non-fascist media platform.
Everyone's going back to MIRC, actually. It's going to be a real migration change for people.
We're bringing back forums. We're going to Envision Free.
I was actually listening to someone talk about forums the other day. Jeff Gerstmann is a video game journalist, and saying that even at their height, IGN and GameSpot didn't make any money from monetizing their forums. It was simply, you could not really sell ads on forums ever, even when internet advertising was a thing, when it actually produced money. So I really don't think we're going back to forums, although it's nice to dream.
Hey, my name is Quinn Larios, and I am going to be playing DiCaprio Devereaux. She is a diamond dragon, a fashionista, very much a narcissist, and also the eldest siblings. When I'm not playing pretend dragons, I'm talking about Japanese comic books over at Weekly Manga Recap, which you can find on YouTube, Weekly Manga Recap, also on Patreon, and you can find me on Blue Sky over at ROLLOT, and follow me on Letterboxd too, same thing, ROLLOT. I post decent reviews, and I always like to see what other people are watching.
Yeah, I'm also on Letterboxd. I will say I listened to a Weekly Manga Recap episode right before we sat down where you provided such insights as, let me name all the art forms I can think of. Film, cinema, movies, moving pictures, flicks. This went on for quite a while as you laid out all the different ways art could be made.
Yeah, I think I threw talkies in there. I was quite proud of the talkies pool.
The bodega snack?
Tackies.
Hey, I'm Laura. I go by Laura K. Buzz on whatever social platforms you care to find me on that haven't yet imploded. I'm playing Doc Hop, a steel dragon warlock, and when I'm not doing this show, I'm telling people how to make their video games more accessible, or forcing trans characters into your video games. It's my fault. All video games are trans now. I demand it, so that's what I do.
I was wondering why video games were good again. It was dark for a second there, but it's been a real uptick. I guess around the time this episode will come out, people will have Dragon Age and Life is Strange.
If you play a video game and you don't think there's a trans character in it, look harder. I put one in there. You just have to look harder.
So Doc Hop, you are currently a steel dragonborn. What's your fit like? Got a fit check. I'm sorry.
I am wearing an outfit today that is made out of an old, you know, sometimes you get blankets with designs on. This was a blanket that was designed to have a pattern of a map on it, and Hop has turned this into a suit.
Okay, this is gonna go viral on Dragon social media. I think everyone's gonna be wearing this.
People will ask, oh, where did you get that unique one-of-a-kind piece? I'll be like, thank you, I found it in the trash, like everything I find.
Hey, I'm Dan. I'm not a content creator, so you don't have to look for me anywhere, because I'm just an IT monkey. This year, I am going to be playing Rex Maximus, a red dragon, class dragon. He's a little asshole. He believes he's the greatest he's God's gift to the world. And he's damn near gonna prove it through physical violence in every given scenario. As for the fit check, I think, Quinn, you'd know this maybe better than me. Isn't there a special type of pants that you have to wear with a kimono? I think it's called a hakama. Is that it?
Yeah, Quinn, tell us about pants.
I think you're correct that there is a specific type of pants. I do not know the name off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, he's taken that from some sort of feudal Japanese-inspired fantasy land emperor, but he's still shirtless. Maybe he's got like there's just the suit jacket of some president of a completely unrelated nation to the first one. And he's bedazzled in all of his various rings and jewelry. But beyond that, he's not wearing a lot of clothes or shoes. He doesn't like clothes. He's not a fan of it. He spends most of his time as a dragon. He doesn't like being in human form.
I fact-checked. Hakama is indeed the trousers.
There we go.
I do like that we all have the power at any time to turn to Quinn, though, and just be like, explain clothes to us. You've set yourself up as, like, the expert here, so good luck with that.
I don't know how to explain that one, particularly on a moment's notice, but,
Well, you know Japan stuff as well. Surely you would
I was
know.
more specifically tapping into the 14 plus years of weekly manga recap.
weirdly enough, I couldn't tell you about that. I could tell you about the different hijinks that high school kids can get into, the shenanigans they can get involved in, and the various power scales in different universes and how they're not really that significant, but if you're going to talk about them online, you do have to know about them.
Where does Dice Funk scale to?
I mean, we've never had anything like truly multiversal or anything like that. You know,
I mean, the planes of reality got destroyed at one point.
There is. I guess that was a multiversal element. So that's pretty high. But we don't have like a key equivalent. There's no Nen. You know, no one has hockey. Everyone just kind of just.
Oh,
cool
I'm making
all
a
the
canon
time.
now. I have hockey.
So when Usopp runs the gauntlet, is he getting through all the Dice Funk, or is he getting stopped somewhere?
Usopp would be good in every season of Dice Funk, and I can say that thinking through it right now with absolute certainty. Every season he makes better currently.
All right, there we go. There's your answer.
I was trying to think of like the most powerful characters in our show's history, like who would be at the top of the power scale. It's who destroyed the old plane system and who invented a time machine, and those are both Laura characters. So,
Yeah.
what are you up to? Why are you trying to have Conqueror's hockey over there, Laura?
Look, Austin, you have me on this show for long enough, and I am going to fundamentally alter reality. That's the curse you get for keeping me around.
To be fair, Trizzy invented a time machine, but if you hit her with the truck, she'd still probably die.
Hey, you never tested that. She might be immune to trucks.
Didn't she get knocked out in the final boss fight by a refrigerator or something? I think someone threw a toaster at her or something.
She just needed a nap. It was nothing to do with the damage. She needed a nap.
All right. Well, for the audience's mental image, Laura's recording this with Super Saiyan hair. You're charging up your blast.
I mean, my hair is bright blue. That's one of the Super Saiyan hair colors.
Yeah. All right. So enough fucking around. Hopefully you're endeared to us as people and want to hear our good jokes. The way this episode ends is you all fly over to the lair of Rosaline, the red dragon. This is Maximus's mother, but you're going to have to land kind of at the foot of the volcano that is her lair and turn into your humanoid forms and walk up because you are here to find your father's carbuncle, a mythological armadillo-like creature with a red gem in its forehead that if it becomes startled, it literally dies. It evaporates, it vaporizes, and melts to protect its powerful gem. So you cannot take dragon form until you find this carbuncle because you could scare it to death. And you're going to walk up here to this volcano where Rex's mother lives. I'm actually going to put a picture of Rosaline in the Roll20. She's not physically present, but in a way, this episode is kind of a one-shot about her in absentia, because you're getting to learn about her from her lair, from her hoard, from her small folk, and this is also, an introduction to like the culture of dragons. So you're kind of learn some stuff here. So here's Rosaline, boop,
Aww.
Orlando's youngest, hottest wife.
This is just a lizard that is sunbathing to
That
to
is
give
a
the
red
audience.
tegu.
It sure is. Dan, do you know about this one in particular? This is like an internet famous lizard, I think.
Is that it's the one that they like give bats and feed snacks to and cuddle with? I think so.
It is a lizard that looks like you melted like pizza sauce and cheese together.
I think that is I think that lizard's male because you can see it's got the fat jowls.
Yes, that's an important thing that I wanted to establish here, is that I think 2 dragons, your mom is like young and hot, but she is like a big jowly lizard here for me. I just think I love the idea. Oh, it's MacGyver the lizard from Punta Gorda, Florida, is the Argentinian red tegu we were discussing. Love this guy.
He seems like he's having a great time.
Yeah. So Rex will just sort of be casually saying, like, look, if it's here, it's probably already dead. I don't think it's gonna survive that long on my mom's hoard or my mom's shit.
I realize I never actually gave a fit check for my character, and I'm the character who cares about fashion, so I should do that. I'm
You
post
take
a little
5 damage.
Damn, that's
kidding.
a lot. That's a lot of my health at level 1. I'm not gonna lie, there was a real moment I was like, damn, I'm dead.
Yeah, well, if you don't come correct, you are going to take psychic damage from bad outfits.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to post an image here in the chat. DiCaprio is going to be coming in like dressed with like a very high slit, giant thigh-high boots. There's like a real moment of like the first moment like a foot hits the ground. There's like a sizzle, but like almost a sparkle comes off her boots. Like she is trying to play to a little bit of this environment. It's a very like red, fiery outfit, and she's just going to be like, yeah, I don't really think anything wants to live here, right? This seems like the environment specifically made to kill things with the heat and everything and the lava.
Yes, it's great, ain't it?
Yes, before you, there is a large volcano. It's not the biggest mountain in the Cookie Mountains, but it's sizable. It has a tiny snow-capped peak. There's a huge pillar of black smoke coming out of the caldera, and there are small rivers of lava coming down on all sides. If you were to take your dragon form and fly around, you could scout much faster, but like I said, the nature of the carbuncle makes that impossible. So you're going to have to quickly search this place on foot. Seems like pretty difficult because you have a party to make. You are needed at the bicentennial tonight, so how are you going to do that?
Do we know anything about these carbuncles? Do they like it warm?
I believe you rolled nature last episode, Doc Hop specifically, and I think you did pretty well. So I will say that carbuncles prefer mines. They have an affinity for gems, like the one in their head, and that means that they, mountains are not strange to them. That they find it comforting. Not necessarily lava and heat, but mountains, yeah, that's normal for them.
Okay.
So Rex probably grew up here, right? If this is his mother's home and he's a relatively young dragon, he's probably set out relatively recently. So if he's being told that, hey, it's probably somewhere in the mountains, he's just going to set off towards like the main home, probably where his father would have brought the carbuncle in the first place.
Yeah, so the volcano is very large, but you know the main places that your dad would have went. Can I actually get a history roll to know where to start on this huge mountain?
Okie dokie. Let's see here.
Is this for all of us then?
No, just right now, just for Rex.
Damn. Okay, fine. I won't roll.
I do have proficiency in this. It's a +1.
There we go.
15.
15's perfect. Yeah, so you're all using your level 1 sheets. This is important. The level 20 sheets are only going to be busted out for big climactic kind of battles and stuff, but mostly you're going to be your level 1 sheets who are really fragile and are mostly using magic items to conduct your business as the season goes on. So with a 15, you recall pretty clearly where your dad likes to go here. There are a couple of chambers where when he visits the lair, he'll go to. So you lead the way. With a 15, I'm going to say that you're pretty confident and there isn't that much confusion. But up ahead of you, you see there is a gaggle of small folk at the entrance to the tunnel that you're going to go into the mountain. And they are kobolds. What do we know about kobolds, folks?
You don't take the candle on their head.
I think that's a different universe, Quinn.
Damn.
No, that's a Warcraft thing, right?
Yep, that's specifically World of Warcraft. They're like little tiny dragon folk, not like dragonborns, but like sort of like a lizard folk sort of side branch or something.
They live under the underground and they're a little chaotic.
They worship dragons. I think there's a weird interplay where they steal dragon eggs to worship, which has always seemed a bit odd to me, mostly because the dragons end up bullying, like, just beating the shit out of them half the time.
Sure. So a weird little history thing here is the word kobold is just like German for goblin or something. D&D had to make them more original. They were in the first edition, I believe, dog creatures, and then they became lizard creatures. It's a whole kind of mess because they were just kind of doing free jazz on the thing. Can I actually get a religion here because you bring up a good point. You would know this, I assume, Rex. But just give me a quick roll.
Oh God, what am I rolling for? Ooh, that's a -1.
Can't stop Rex. You can't stop him.
15.
There it is. No, this is great. I really like that because I was like, how you would have to be like actively ignorant and dismissive not to know this. So if you got a low roll, that might have said more about you than you were expecting. With a 15, though, you're 100% aware. Kobolds worship dragons as gods historically, and that is the case here. Different dragons in the Cookie Mountains have different relationships with their small folks. Like Doc Hop, for example, respects humanoids and collects their trinkets, so that's one kind of relationship you could have. But the kobolds of Rosaline's volcano worship her as a deity, essentially. So that is their thing. But they are kind of a reddish, brownish, anthropomorphic lizard person. They're not quite like the dragonborn that Doc Hop is right now, which obviously is a larger, more muscular lizard. A person with a breath weapon. There's also lizard folk. We're going to talk about 3 different kinds of humanoid reptiles this season, I think. Maybe more.
Yeah, we're 2 of the different evolutionary stages of a Pokemon line.
Yeah. And so kobolds have different beliefs about dragons. Some think they can be reborn as dragons, like reincarnated. Some think they can ascend if they are good enough, acolytes. They have a dragon-centric culture, which Rosaline has encouraged, let's say. But as you walk...
Go on.
No, go ahead.
Back before we had settled on what this season was going to be, that's exactly what I wanted to play. A kobold that wanted to become a dragon.
It's good. It's fertile ground, right? Like I was thinking that, I could do a subversion here, but we've never just done this trope straight. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. And I think it makes sense that with Rex being the way he is, if he was raised around kobolds actively worshiping his mother, yeah, this is just the natural worldview he would take.
Absolutely. So the 3 of you, as an elf, a dragonborn, and a human, roll up to the tunnel where there is a gaggle of kobolds. They're sitting around. One of them is like eating a big turkey leg. All of them have a bunch of items: spears, swords, helmets, breastplates. They're all playing with colorful rocks. They're just it seems like they're supposed to be doing maybe something more responsible, but they're kind of chilling. How do you approach? How do you open?
They noticed us, or are they just going about their own business?
So you can choose how you approach this. If you wanted to roll stealth to remain unnoticed, you could. If you want to announce your presence, you can. It's 100% up to you because you can see them from far enough away.
Okay, well, Rex is obviously going first because this is his mother's home and his former place of dwelling. I guess there's no need for him to not pretend he is who he is. He's just not transforming to not scare the carbuncle. So he will just actively walk up towards them, not even really slowing down to pay them any mind, saying something to the effect of, "Greetings, lowly kobolds. It is I, Rex Maximus, scion of your beloved divine dragon. Out of my way, I've got shit to do."
All right. Can I get an intimidation for this kind of bulldozing technique?
14.
All right, the lowest roll yet of the session. A lowly 14. I would have needed another 15 for this to work unequivocally. So a couple of the kobolds scramble up to their feet, grab their weapons, and go to block your path. And one of them says to you,
Hey, you can't come in here. What do you think you're doing?
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a take of that without that filter on.
No, I like the filter. You can't understand me? You don't like my kobold voice?
All right, Alvin and the Chipmunks, can we get that one more
What
time?
is this?
Kobold voice. If you can't understand it, then I gotta use Jar Jar Binks. Then it's on you.
Also, I think it's going so high, the mic isn't even picking it up.
I'm laughing my ass off then because it's very funny. I love my voice. Okay, so it's either the voice that Discord can't pick up, or I do Jar Jar Binks. That's up to you.
I mean, you can do the voice that Discord can't pick up, but you will have to give each line twice so that we know what's happening.
No, that's too much work. Okay, fine.
Jar Jar it is then.
Yeah, you still can't come in here.
We gotta come in here.
Oh, damn. I didn't expect a reverse Jar Jar. That's a powerful technique, Laura. Be careful with the reverse Jar Jar. So yeah, these people, are obviously see you now. They have weapons. They're circling you. To them, you look like a human, a dragonborn, and an elf. So one of them says, "Why are you saying that you are Rex Maximus, whose muscles blot out the sun?"
I will allow you this reprieve this one time, as I am not taking my usual form. I'm on an errand for my father. Let us pass now, or you will face my wrath. Actually, and to make the point, what kind of weapons do they have?
They appear to mostly have like crude spears, axes, swords. Like they don't have any of the good stuff that would be in a dragon's hoard here. But they all clearly are collecting things.
Okay. So what Rex wants to do is, I'm assuming they're pointing like the spears and stuff at him, and he's just gonna very calmly grab onto one of the halves of like a spear or an axe, and he wants to activate his signature item, Ring of the King, which allows him to bypass the durability or resistances of an object and just snap it off right at the midpoint.
All right, so I think we're gonna do a strength saving throw here. To represent you trying to break this. So this thing doesn't have any resistances to bypass, but it's good to, let everyone know you have that item. We saw Doc Hop's trash bag of holding, and we saw DiCaprio's zipper of fashion. So now you have Ring of the King.
21.
Holy balls. All right, yeah, you snap that spear off with one hand. You're still a very physically imposing human. And everyone kind of is startled, and a couple of kobolds, scramble back out of your way, because that was pretty scary. Kobolds are kind of the weakest sapient creatures, maybe equivalent to a goblin, perhaps, but that is like their role in the D&D universe, is to be the Goombas for adventurers. So I don't know if they want any of that smoke necessarily.
I want to add to this to try and big up Rex's This Is Rex, by, as the thing is being snapped very easily, using Minor Illusion to create a smaller version of Rex's wings behind them.
All right, can I get, I guess, a performance for that, Doc Hop?
Let's see. Performance. Oh, I got a plus in that. 6. Wait, I've got a thing that can save rolls, maybe. Let me double check. Do I have that now? No, that's on my level 20 sheet. Fuck, I'm going to be doing this all season. I've got a cool thing. No, I don't have a cool thing.
All right, as a Dragonborn, what is your spellcasting focus?
Ooh, I have not decided. I hadn't thought about it because I'm a warlock, but I feel like it needs to be something from the trash pile. And you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go with an idea that Jane brought up between sessions. It is a discarded wallet full of old receipts. Because what has more memory and history and context to it than a wallet shoved full of like everything someone ever purchased.
Yeah, that's evocative. So you flip through this old beaten up wallet, and some draconic wings manifest behind Rex. This doesn't make them any more scared than the snapping does, but it paints a picture. And one of the kobolds runs into the tunnel behind him to go to get, search for someone who can sort this out. And the one that was talking to you, Rex, just says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Maximus, whose blood waters our beautiful crops. I didn't know. You're usually much bigger."
How does he want to respond to this? Rex just kind of waves him off and says, yes, it's fine. I'll give you a pass this time. Although, you also aren't vetting me that deeply. Do you think my mother would be happy with this level of diligence?
No, of course, Mother Rosaline, whose fire cleanses us all, would never let us live if we just let you into the tunnel. That's why Screbus went in there to go get a foreman. And you see up the tunnel, someone with authority is coming. You see a kobold who's only slightly larger and more properly equipped. Instead of having like scraps and wooden weapons and trash, essentially. No offense, Doc Hop, but like this guy has
trash
proper.
Is great. I love trash.
Sure, this guy has proper metal armor. He has a sword in a sheath at his side. He is flipping a big gold coin as he comes in, kind of confidently. It is, insofar as a kobold can seem like strong and cool, this guy is the strongest and coolest, and he comes out.
Rex will nod to the kobold that I guess was kind of in charge until this one came in, and go, very good. And as a reward for doing his job correctly, we'll like flick him like an ancient gold coin he stole from some armory, from some royal coffer somewhere, and just start striding up to this new leading kobold.
Yeah, the kobold you flip the coin at scrounges in the dirt for it, does some genuflecting. You can hear them calling after you, just thanking you for your benevolence and your power. I don't know how Hop and DiCaprio feel about this kind of display.
DiCaprio is just gonna quietly say, like, you might have just destabilized this entire economy, you know. They don't look like they were trading with much before. You may have just bankrupted everything.
It'll make things more interesting at the very least.
I don't think it will.
Maybe they'll all do a good job hoping to get one next time. Maybe it'll play out like that. That'll be fine, right?
DiCaprio's gonna like put her glasses on, like sunglasses, and be like, "It's not my house, so do whatever, I guess."
All right. So coming down to meet you in the tunnel is this kobold in charge who introduces himself. I'm going to hit you with the reverse, Jar Jar here. Misa, keeper of the caldera, thanks to your mother, Mother Rosaline, whose teeth shear our souls from our bodies. Well met, Rex Maximus.
Do I know this, kobold?
It's funny you say that. I think as soon as this person tells you their name, it slips out of your mind. You find it very difficult to remember small folk. You actually are going to need to make an active decision to care about these people at all this season. I think, you can certainly make that. I was literally my first instinct was to say, this guy introduces himself to you, but you can't remember his name by the time he's done speaking.
That's a powerful choice. Because I'm thinking about like where this character is going. I think he understands the concept that advisors are important. I guess the question is like how far up this guy is actually on his mother's like totem pole. Like he might recognize this guy. I don't know if he knows his name potentially. I think for now maybe he's not remembering it. And Rex will say, Yes, good to see you and all that. I'm here on a job for my dad. Small little creature, I think it's called a carbuncle. About, I don't know, How small are you people? 300 feet? Something like that?
Oh, yes, the rolling one brought much delight to your grandmother. I haven't seen it recently. I'm so sorry to bother you, Maximus. Sir, do you have any proof that you are who you say you are?
I think technically he does, because in the last episode we discussed the fact that he is carrying a cursed object as a gift for his mom.
Correct. Yeah, you said you had a shrunken head, I believe.
Yeah, a constantly screaming shrunken head.
Oh my god. Yeah, so we've established Rosaline's small folk are kobold, her lair is volcano, and her hoard is cursed items, is what she is compelled to hoard. So if you show that, I think Keeper is the name of this kobold, nods vigorously and says, Yes, that will please Mother Rosaline, whose strength makes us all quiver in fear. Come right this way. I'll show you where I've last seen the rolling creature.
Rex will once again just give kind of like an approving but curt nod, and follow after. I think maybe this might be a point to mention. In the last episode during the fight, Rex displayed the ability to have an advantage against magic. I think that's probably directly as a result of being around a ton of cursed objects just exuding magic bullshit his entire life. So he's kind of had to adapt to tank it or die.
100%. In fact, I will say, as you work your way through the tunnels in this volcano here, it's dark, obviously, but there are lanterns, and there are probably like magic crystals that can shed some light for the workers, although kobolds are happy in darkness and in tunnels. But you see a number of workers here who have been clearly cursed by their work. There are people who have had, like, their arms replaced by tentacles. There are people who have been shrunk. There have been, people who are, clearly like gibbering and insane. You see a lot of them, the deeper you go, have more expensive, valuable looking items, more trinkets and baubles and jewelry. It seems like specifically the guys who were outside had the crummiest stuff, but for the deeper you get in, the better stuff people have.
Rex will just sort of idly say as he's passing by some of these like poor cursed small folk that, occasionally my mother would seed rumors and myths about her hoard to attract adventurers just to test her defenses and to see what the objects would do. That's generally how she would figure out what the new items in her hoard do.
Oh yeah, so we love our when the adventurer shows up, we got a dwarf, an elf, a human. We trap them in the tunnels. What fun games we play!
Is it ever anything fun that they do?
The screaming? Yes, quite fun.
Rex will kind of like sigh is not the word, but exhale fondly and say, the tunnels. I had a lot of good times there as a young wormling.
Yes, when we don't have enough adventurers to test the equipment, of course, we have to do it ourselves, which is what I've been doing today. But I assume you don't have enough time to help us.
Not unless the carbuncle got into the tunnels.
Well, the carbuncle is here, and Keeper shows you to a chamber which is almost full of uncatalogued magic items, like floor to ceiling. It's a pretty large cavernous room, and you see just dozens and dozens of things piled up, and kobolds sorting through it. He tells you the kobold was allowed to play here while your mother and your father were planning bicentennial activities, and that I believe they took it up to the peak of the mountain to get a little fresh air. So it's only those two places have I seen the carbuncle.
There wouldn't happen to be like a magical animal detector in this room? No.
It's quite possible. We are testing these items as we speak. We have to find something that is accursed, strong enough to resist the remove curse spell. Such an item was no prize for Rosaline, of course. whose love and generosity gets us through the day.
So I do have survival, so I could track it if we could find like a path it might have gone on.
I mean, they did suggest that it was here, that it was taken to a second location after this, which would suggest it's not here and the second location's the one to check.
Yeah, that I suppose is true. Let me actually just make a note. Curse strong enough to resist. Remove curse.
Yeah. Rosaline doesn't want to fuck with any low-level curses. She needs the good shit.
There's got to be like a special name for those, like, this needs to be your special grade cursed object kind of thing. Like there needs to be a term.
No, no.
I literally did spend an inordinate amount of time thinking, is there any Jujutsu Kaisen juice in this arc? And then I decided no.
Is there going to be a certain extremely powerful blue-eyed hero that's going to show up here, going to appear to win at the end of the arc, and then we're going to start off the next one playing with his dead body? Like, what the fuck's...
Yeah. Keeper the kobold is blessed above all. Do you want to roll that survival?
Sure.
Misa would win.
Wait, what are they saying that in response to?
No, I'm just making a Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, okay.
14.
With 14, I will say you look around this room and you can see some tracks. I will say you see them coming in and out of the room, which leads you to believe that it wasn't just one time the carbuncle was allowed to play in here. It very reasonably could have just come back when Orlando misplaced it. So you actually can't eliminate the idea that it is here or was here later. So that's what I'll say here. There are two areas to search thoroughly. There is the cursed item sorting room where you are, and then there's the peak of the volcano.
I have to resist the urge to search the cursed item room by just hitting random cursed items and seeing if it helps.
Do you?
could.
Do you, Laura, on our comedy show?
I am currently torn between whether DiCaprio would most rather... Which one she would prefer least to be in, which is like a room of like cursed object, which I assume just like naturally as like a magic sensitive character just has to feel awful if you're not Rosaline, whose like whole deal is wanting cursed objects, or the top of a volcano, which has to just be like environmentally horrendous. Like I think she's just like, I'm gonna go to the cursed room because I don't want to deal with the smoke and everything up there. My hair's too expensive for that. You guys can handle that.
Yeah, Keeper leans up against the wall, once again flipping a large golden coin, has a sword in a sheath at his hip. He's kind of rests a hand on, and he says, "Let Misa know if you need any help." But there is a room here. I can name things here. You can roll for investigation. There are dozens and dozens of items in this room.
Well, the first thing I want to ask is, I want to know what coin it is he's flipping. I'm actually rather curious about that.
Oh, that's a interesting question. What do you think would be the best roll? I want to say history, but I'm open to other suggestions.
Yeah, I mean, if this is like a historical object, or if this is like arcana, if it's something that's not like a regular coin of some kind, because I have no idea. Her hoard is like cursed objects, so like this could even be like a minor cursed object of some extent, to all I know.
Yeah, arcana. I will say you can intuit that most of the items in a hoard or in a lair are hoard related. Like unless it's like their underwear or whatever, like they're probably. Yeah.
Oh wow, they're not
cursed.
going all the way. Okay,
yeah. Never mind. Actually, cursed underwear are absolutely on the table. Don't get it twisted.
Thank you. 19 for Arcana.
Holy shit, that's very good. I will say you're a experienced, powerful wizard with a 19. This flipping gold coin catches your eye and holds it pretty profoundly in a way that not only do you intuit it is magical, you are kind of shocked at how magical it feels. I will say picking up on this detail is I'm smiling. I'm nodding.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to Keeper then. And I'm just going to kind of check around and, saddle up next, just be like, so, where's the coin from?
Dan just posted a picture of cursed underwear in the chat. It's like
Do I want to see this?
no, it's like a crock. It's a blue plastic crock with holes in it.
I don't know why you would own this.
I mean, the worst part of it is the facial expression of the man in what can only be described as the croc diaper.
I think that's the facial expression you would make if you were wearing it. Also, the back is worse.
I think the worst part is that it has the sport utility mode little lever. Like, yeah, like why does it have that?
Oh, this is what I'm so excited. I have a notebook full of items for all the hordes this season. The cursed items one is one of the lengthiest because there's so many nasty curses in the world, and cursed croc underwear just shot to the top of the list. I'm writing that down.
Oh my god.
It's in the room. You can see one of the kobolds wearing the croc underwear.
Oh my god, yeah. Then fully DiCaprio has like, as she's talking to this kobold, she has like the hand over the eyes, like trying to act like she can't see it kind of thing.
Is it because it's a fashion abomination? Is that
Yes, absolutely. She is like, I didn't have her say it because her only other person to say it to was Hop, but she was going to be like kind of a little bit like, oh, everyone here kind of dresses like garbage. And then she was just going to be like, Hop also kind of dresses with literal garbage. So I guess there's nothing to say there. She just kept that thought to herself. But I think she is like, this is embarrassing what she is having these poor people wear.
But you ask Keeper about his gold coin, and he says, yes, it's a cursed object, but Rosaline, Mother Rosaline, whose girth holds the world to its foundation, she said I could keep it because she has rooms full of gold cursed coins, hundreds.
Are you somebody who gets given these sorts of gifts a lot? Are you high up in Rosaline's small folk accoutrement?
Mother Rosaline's most faithful acolytes. Occasionally we can have the scraps, the things that don't make the cut for her most valuable items. Yes, look around. See Smaronk's underwear?
No, and I refuse to. If you make me look, I'll scream. I'm curious, what is the curse that is upon this coin? Surely you seem to be relatively familiar with it. You must understand the consequences of it.
Well, during this whole conversation, Keeper's still flipping the coin, like just regularly, rhythmically, and he just says, "It's so nice. It's so pretty and beautiful, and it just makes you appreciate it more and more."
Can I see what happens if I make him not catch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to like put my hand over his hand so it like bonks off or something like that.
Sleight of hand.
Okay, not one of the skills I trained for, but I'm morbidly curious now. 16.
Yeah, let me roll. Kobold stats, famously, not good. Botch, holy shit. Holy shit. All right. So he's flipping the coin. You just dart your hand out and grab it. Smooth as hell. He fucking shrieks. He's like, if you had kicked him in the dick and balls, he would be in less pain.
Oh no. I'm going to, do I need to do an arcana or a medicine check to be like, is this like the curse's thrall on him, or can I just intuit that?
I think advantage on insight.
Okay. All right. I have a small bonus to that. 19.
Yeah, with the 19 you succeed. Yes, specifically this coin makes whoever has it really like the coin. And in fact, because you caught it so powerfully, roll initiative, he draws his sword.
God damn it. God damn it. I literally talked about how before this episode was going on, I had to pick which spells I was going to prepare, and I was like, I don't need ice knife for this. Like, we're gonna be investigating.
I will reiterate what I said before. If you need ice knife, you fucked up.
No, I think this is a good fuck up though. This is fun. I had no idea this was gonna happen.
Yeah, alright,
Are we? Well, I guess we, Laura and I have potentially left this area already to go to the caldera or the top of the volcano.
I had a plan to try and look a little bit at the cursed items, but I guess not.
I think we could say that Laura's there. Rex probably would have left thinking, well, the fucking carbuncle's not going to want to be in the fucked up curse room.
Okay, so yeah, I guess this is important because we didn't explicitly state this. DiCaprio said, "Oh, I don't want all that smoke in my lungs, so I'm not going up there." Rex, did you leave?
Yeah, I'll say Rex left because I think it would also be the easiest way to get them out of the situation is if Rex was there to just physically restrain him.
Okay.
So this makes it more interesting.
Doc Hop, do you join the fight?
Kobolds are real squishy. How... Do you reckon at level 1 you could take a kobold in a fight?
You're all also at level 1, so yeah, this is the question.
I will say this right now. I have 7 hit points, so I'm gonna ask you to keep that information.
Okay, fine, I'm in.
This is getting off to a fun start. I was like, yeah, surely this episode will be about me reading funny different magic item descriptions as you paw over piles of stuff.
I had a fun way to test the magic items without fucking myself over too much, but...
we can still do it. I don't think anything's off the table. I rolled a 14 for my initiative, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's... one sec. 25.
Ooh, wow, alright. So...
Wait, you have a plus 12 to initiative?
Nope, that should be a +2. Sorry. 15. Try
Still
that
the
again.
highest.
Alright, so, Doc Hop, you in the initiative. You see Keeper draw his sword. It is a magic sword of some kind. It comes from out of the sheath with a bright white light, and you see the blade is eerily white in a way you've never seen a sword before. So, but otherwise, it still seems like, a pretty traditional kobold guy. He's not like, the Hulk or anything, but he's got a weird sword and he had a weird coin. You're up first before DiCaprio can even kind of calculate that she's being attacked. It didn't occur to you that was a possible response to you.
Yeah, Hop is gonna try and attack, but in a way that might also cause a back down if successful. So because she's a dragonborn, and a dragon, she's got some draconic on hand. She's going to shout something in draconic before using her breath weapon to attack. With the hope being shout like a dragon and then breathe some flames. This is some dragon shit, back down.
Alright, hit me with the breath weapon. So you're a steel dragon whose breath is, I believe, acid? Or poison,
Yes.
I think are your choices.
Acid, I believe.
All right.
So I need a DC 11 saving throw. Type determined by my ancestry. That's a point. What is my type for acid? Is Dex. Sorry, I'll write that down now. I need a Dex save.
5. That's not gonna do it.
That's not gonna do it. So that's gonna be 2d6 damage. 5 acid damage as I shout some draconic that's like... It's not actually anything threatening, it's more like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get you to back off.
Yeah. How many hit points do you think a kobold has?
I don't think it's more than 5.
I was gonna say, is it 5? Is it 5 exactly?
It is 5 motherfucking exactly.
I've just realized it's 5. I played a campaign where everyone was kobolds, and like every 5 minutes your character got squished, and you had to just pick a new name and be a new kobold. They have 5 HP.
Now I'm playing that game, Laura, because I think you nuke Keeper. No, this is great. So, DiCaprio, you snatch away his coin. He, in almost like a blind fury, like a screaming fugue state, draws his magic sword. It shines with a white light, the blade white metal, and Doc Hop, to protect her sister, just blasts him, body face completely acid. He goes screaming to the ground, sword clatters. He is, Yeah, he's done. He is completely
Oh
burned.
god, sorry. I forget small folk are squishy. I forget small folk are quite so squishy. Oh god, I'm sorry.
I think like DiCaprio, because it was about to be her turn, like she's just gonna kind of turn to you and like pull her glasses down a little bit. She's just gonna say, "Much appreciated, darling." And then she's just gonna step away and like clearly wipe some of the goo that was this individual off her shoes.
Yeah, all the other kobolds in the treasure room run away because you have melted one of their big guys, like their leader guys.
As they're running out, Doc Hop is gonna go, I'm sorry, do you have any like cultural burial practices I should be observing, or
What burial? He's goo.
I can bury the goo.
I think the only thing you can't do is pour him down the drain, or else he's gonna fat burn.
Austin, can I roll history to know if I know anything about how to bury kobold goo?
That's religion.
Religion.
I had no idea this was going to come up. If this is your first time listening to Dice Funk, one of the coolest things about this show is everything completely goes in a different direction than I'm expecting. We just have to make it up.
13. How much do I know of what to do with the goo?
Yeah, I will say that you're not an expert in kobold religion or burial rituals, but you know they're fascinated and often obsessed with dragons, and you think what most kobolds would want would literally to be eaten by a dragon.
Drink it.
Oh, I don't.
Drink
Okay.
it.
Doc is gonna stop for a second. Just okay. 3, 2, 1, and just lick it off the floor.
Oh no!
Okay, I want to be 100% clear, Laura. You eat Keeper's body?
Yeah, if that's what culturally would be desired.
Yes! First NPC of the season, eaten!
I really didn't think I would be the first.
Oh, I love this.
Look, eats kobold respectfully.
You better hope that the fact that this is a cursed room doesn't mean that you're going to be haunted by this guy you melted and ate for the rest of the season.
Ooh, hold on. Let me write.
Don't give Austin ideas. Don't give
Let
Austin
me write
ideas.
something down real quick.
No,
Austin.
No. I had such a good idea for how to avoid curses in this room. I had such a good plan.
There's still an hour left of the episode. Everyone, keep your powder dry.
Austin, can I add cursed coin to my inventory? I think it's just mine now.
Yeah, absolutely. Please write cursed coin in your inventory. You feel compelled to look at it and flip it, I will say. And
I will say that she knows that there is some kind of obsession curse to this coin, so she's deliberately just put it away. But she thinks this could be a tool to use for some other purpose. Like, if it was just given to a small folk, she assumes that Rosaline had no desire to keep it around herself.
can I get a charisma saving throw, DiCaprio Devereaux?
Yeah. Just note, his sword's also on the ground, Laura, so if you want to snatch that up, that is an option as well.
No, I have no intention.
We gotta we have to split the loot on this guy.
I literally bought a physical notebook to track loot, because this is the first time in Dice Funk history it has ever mattered.
15 for my saving
Yeah,
throw.
perfect. Yeah, you're like, I don't want to mess with this. I put it away, and like you feel like a compulsion to look at it the way you might feel a compulsion to open a pack of magic cards. So it's not the biggest deal in the world right now.
Yeah, if you are not taking the sword, I'm taking a look at it.
Okay, look, I'm gonna do the thing I wanted to do in this room. I'm gonna do it now. I cast Unseen Servant, and I get the Unseen Servant to start prodding at things.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun. So this is a cantrip, or do you have to use a spell slot, or is there?
It is, I believe, a level 1 spell slot. I think it is one of my 2 chances I get to cast a spell as my little level 1 form. So yeah, I create a invisible, mindless, shapeless ghost that can do simple things that I tell it to. And my thought is, if the curse is going to do anything too bad, it's going to do it to the invisible nothing I can dispel, as opposed to me.
I love this. I just double checked. Unseen Servant is a ritual. So if you take out your wallet, you put it on the ground, maybe pull out some receipts, and you arrange them in an order to, in a diagram or something to direct the vibes, you can actually do this without spending a spell slot.
You pull out like a DoorDash receipt and basically summon the spirit of a gig worker.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Perfect.
All right, so we will get back here in a second. DiCaprio and Hop, you are in the cursed treasure room. You have summoned an unseen servant with a receipt ritual to look at the magic items. There's still the sword on the ground. You all think about what you've done and what you're going to do as we go to Rex Maximus, who is going through the tunnels of his childhood home here in his mother's volcano up to the peak.
I think Rex probably heard the screaming, but that's so normal for this place. He didn't even slow down.
Yeah, as you're walking down the tunnels, you see a kobold holding a severed hand that is wrapped around his throat and choking him to death. You see someone wearing a mask, and they're trying to pull it off, and just blood is running down their face. This is just, Wednesday.
I will actually make a character point here. So you said he sees a kobold being choked to death, right?
Uh-huh.
Rex is actually going to take a moment and, like, very annoyed that he has to do this, but he understands that a king is occasionally supposed to do things for his people and quote-unquote protect them from threats, and he's just going to try to pry it off of this kobold's throat. Not really gently, it might hurt the kobold in the process, but he's making an effort.
Perfect, yeah. Let's do a strength contest between you and this cursed severed hand. 15.
A strength contest or a saving throw?
It's just a strength contest.
Okay. 20 plus 3 then. 15.
Wow, you have the bigger modifier, so we tie, but you win. It's as close as it can be. Last second before the life drains out of this kobold's eyes.
Rex will sort of take it, grunt dismissively, and toss it aside and say, "Work on your throat muscles," and just walk away.
Thank you, sir. Misa was almost a goner.
we like the scene cuts around as you see the hand start to crawl back towards the kobold.
Absolutely. So you can get up, you know how to get back to the surface. There's a network of tunnels throughout this whole mountain, but you can get up there no problem. And I will say a big feature of this volcano is the constantly flowing rivers of lava in a way that should be impossible. I don't know if you care about that at all, but that's the thing, is there's constantly dozens of flowing rivers of lava on all sides of this mountain in a way that shouldn't be possible to 21st century knowledge of Dan and Austin.
You know, I could have taken an ability that gave me quite literally verbatim immunity to environmental magma and lava. That seems like it could have come in real useful right now. I mean, I guess Rex grew up here. Probably wouldn't really think much about it. He might have been told exactly how that's possible at one point, and he does not remember or care.
Yeah. So you're going to make your way up towards the peak. Is there anything you want to roll? Any abilities you want to invoke? Or are you just trudging? You don't have anyone to talk to, so.
Mm-hmm. I guess it would. So, since I'm mostly like a physical damage focused character, I don't have a ton of options really. I guess I could do like survival again to try to find something, but I already rolled. I don't think I already rolled it.
You
once.
did already rolled that, yeah.
Is Rex's old room near here?
Ooh, good question. So, you are a young adult, so you have your own lair that we'll talk about eventually, but, you were born here, presumably, or were you born in the old world? This is a question that I was kind of leaving up to you all. What do you think is more interesting?
I think Rex, being the youngest, was probably born here.
All right. Then, yeah, there's probably, the egg chamber, which I assume is a important, as you mentioned, point of kobold worship. You could feel about how you want to.
Does Rex have a baby sibling on the way?
Not to my knowledge, but who knows? Seasons are long.
So when I was building Rex as a character, I had an option to take an ability to summon it was labeled as a spirit, but you'd use the stats of a dragon wormling, which I guess in story would be me summoning my baby brother or sister and throwing him at a level 20 monster.
Whoa. That's a lot.
Rex is sort of thinking to himself. He's not the smart one of the group, so he's just trying to run through like what he thinks his parents would do, and he knows that his parents would occasionally probably be like, "Oh, look at Rex's room when he was only 30 feet tall," and there's a chance they might have brought the carbuncle in there and it got stuck.
You want to roll investigation?
Sure. What is my stat for this? I just gotta remember it's gonna probably be a -1 for anything that's not strength.
It's hard to Google
3.
what ages are the different categories for dragons, because there is a video game called Dragon Age, and that kind of messes up the SEO of that. When does
Just me ruining all your plans again. Oh.
According to the Forgotten Realms wiki, 0 to 5 is wormling. Like, just born.
I'm looking for when does a dragon become a young adult?
51.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you absolutely could have been born here for the bicentennial, so that makes sense. I was just double checking that wasn't nonsensical world building.
But I think these ages also get kind of fuzzy, because sometimes they're like, oh yeah, it's an adult dragon who's like 2,000 years old. And that's on the list of way past the maximum in this sheet I'm looking at.
It also changes between editions, is another frustrating thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think it makes sense if you're all twice the age that you are as humans, if that makes sense. So if you're like 52 as Rex, this doesn't have to be set in stone. That's just, I'm just thinking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would suggest we were all born in the New World, probably.
That appears to be the case, yeah, unless you want to decide otherwise, which you're welcome to do. With a 3, you do not find any kobold tracks in your old egg room. Max?
Carbuncle?
What did I say?
Kobold.
Oh. With a 3, Max, you do not find any carbuncle tracks in
Rex.
your old... What did I say? What? Everyone's...
Max.
Huh?
You said Max. His name's Rex.
Also, his
I
name's
heard-
Maximus.
I heard
Max is short
Max.
for Max.
I thought you said
I'm being
Max.
trolled. You all didn't like my voice. You didn't like my kobold voice, and now I'm being punished. It's so funny.
I think I liked it. It was just unintelligible.
I loved your cardboard voice. I just didn't understand it.
All right. Rex Maximus, you go to your egg chamber. You do not find any carbuncle tracks with your 3. But you can paint me the picture of the stuff if you want to. Are there any items here you would want? I assume there's no, symbols of kingship in your childhood bedroom, but.
Yeah, so I think this is he's probably taken most of his stuff like already to his new home, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some like things there from when he was younger that he didn't like particularly care about, that his like his mom didn't let him throw out like the first charred skeleton of someone that came to slay him.
That's fun.
Something like that. Actually, I think I will establish something here. Probably in the corner of like his room is a like free flowing river of lava and an anvil. And he just kind of like lazily runs a finger over the dust on it, and thinks to himself, I guess mother's not letting kobolds in here to clean. Doesn't trust them with it. Nah. And he like briefly considers how can he take this anvil with him, and suppose I guess he could just shove it into like a Hop's trash bag. But at the moment, he doesn't have a way to carry it out with him, and it would weigh him down while looking for this carbuncle.
It would be comically heavy for your human form, but you want to roll to see if you can get it up off the ground enough to put it in the bag later, so we don't have to roll later.
Yes, but I can say this. I do have an ability. Hoard hauler. Double carry weight.
Oh, shit. Okay. So with advantage, can I get athletics to deadlift your childhood anvil? That's a fun thing to say.
20.
20. Wow, I'm writing childhood anvil on my Rex Maximus page because this is going to be important. All the items you collect, this is your character. I think I said this in the setup part 0 episode, But the threat of death is not really going to be much of a factor this season because you're all so powerful. And even if you die, resurrection exists in this universe as established last season. So really, it's about your hoard and about your family, who you alienate, what terrible curses befall your body, and things of that nature are going to be the stakes. So
I'd wish I'd known terrible curses. It was part of the season. Oh.
yeah, whose fault is that? That's Dan's. This is Dan's mother. I did ask, to be clear, what you all wanted your mothers to collect.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it could threaten the rest of us. I should have made my mother's hoard chainsaws that move and things.
Oh, that would have been fun. So back in the room with Doc Hop and DiCaprio, you have an unseen servant to poke at the magic items. So that's very clever. So you can see it shuffling through the stacks and touching things. Occasionally there's like a bolt of lightning will shoot off, or there'll be like the terrible screams of the damned as the various curses are triggered. Can I get investigation for your unseen servant Hop? This is just use your stats for this for simplicity.
Sure. Investigation. That's a +1. Let's have a look. 10.
10 is average, so nothing adverse happens here. I will say that poking at the items, you conclusively can say the carbuncle is not physically in this room. So that doesn't mean there's nothing to be found here, but it is not like hiding under, a cursed painting or something. Although
okay, it's not like we lift up one thing and it's just hanging out there like, yummy curses.
Although when the unseen servant does push the cursed painting aside, the figures in the painting start glaring at you. It's upsetting.
I'm sorry, we'll put you back.
While this is happening, I want to note that DiCaprio is kind of just watching, because I assume we're both just kind of watching the unseen servant fiddle with this thing and the effects go off. And I'd like to think that she has like a coffee that she like looks for like a crack in the wall where a lot of heat is coming off of, so she could use that to like reheat her coffee a little bit, just sip on it. And if she was in any way bothered by the fact that Keeper was just killed, it does not show. She is very much in just like this does mean though that potentially the carbuncle's trapped in one of the cursed items or something like that. Are there any cursed items that could suck people in, is what she's kind of thinking about.
Damn, you fucking guys have my number tonight. Can I get an Arcana check for Quinn owning my whole fucking ass?
Oh, is it a fucking Mario 64 painting?
11 for my Arcana check for that. I do not know cursed items super well.
Yeah, I will say that with an 11, you think that is a distinct possibility, and you can identify a number of items where that could have happened. You see, there's a golden sarcophagus, there is a blue bottle, there is a strange shining trapezoid. Those are the ones that jump out to you as possibly being implicated in such a thing.
Do any of those look like if you sort of squinted at them, they'd maybe look like a gemstone?
Nope. Golden sarcophagus, blue bottle, shining trapezoid. None of those have a red gemstone.
Okay, and I was like, you described a shining shape and a thing made of glass, and I was like, glass could look like a gem. Shining thing could look like a gem. I was trying to work out if there's any of them that would be like, this would be appealing to the carbuncle.
When you say a shining trapezoid, it is just an object, the trapezoid shape that is just like glowing? Or is this like a visual effect?
So it is like handheld, like the size of a baseball. It is weirdly glowing. It's like obviously magic and obviously cursed. There's absolutely no surprise. Even if you weren't in a hoard of cursed items, you're like, oh, this trapezoid is super bad thing.
Sure.
But it maybe has some writing on it in a language that actually I don't know by heart all the languages you all read, but it has maybe some writing on it and is glowing faintly. I think it has a couple of different colors and it shimmers. It's like a holographic foil almost, if that makes sense.
To be clear, my character speaks Draconic, Elven, Infernal, and Celestial. So just in case any of those are relevant.
So I speak Common, Draconic, and what do goblins speak in 5e?
Goblin.
Is it just goblin? I was like, I have goblin written down, but I didn't want to just assume it was goblin. Yeah, draconic and goblin are the interesting ones.
Yeah, I think infernal. It's actually an older dialect, but you can read maybe some of the runes on it, which appear to be warnings about the trapezoid. Basically, no deeds are commemorated here.
Austin, should I take the fact it's called a trapezoid literally because it has the word trap in it, and we're looking for a thing that might got trapped in a thing?
Laura, come on, I can't do anything today.
Okay, the unseen servant pokes the trapezoid.
Okay, yeah. I think the unseen servant is sucked into the trapezoid, and the letters along it glow in infernal. That says, "This is not a place of honor. What is here is dangerous and repulsive to us." Things of this nature.
Can I ask it in draconic out loud? Is it a carbuncle? Is that what's in there?
You do not get a response. I will say with the 10 and 11 you two rolled, you have identified several items the carbuncle could be trapped in, but you do not currently have the tools or knowledge to release it if that is the case. And you don't 100% know that is the case, I will say. It was an extremely good guess, but...
Yeah. I think DiCaprio is going to say, like, well, I guess we're at a bit of an impasse here. None of these are obviously the one we need to be interacting with, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like we have any of the small folk around to help us, so I think we might have to wait for dear Reximus to come back.
I mean, you could as the big sibling, you could just like hop in there and check and like you'd find a way out in like 5 minutes, right?
In my full draconic powers, sure, but I believe that Father told us to do this kind of on the DL.
Do you really? Surely even at level 1 you're strong enough to just do a little investigate of a cursed, maybe little prison thing.
I saw this part of Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo did not get out of the prison realm by himself.
I think DiCaprio is just of the mind of like, I don't think that I'd be able to escape without killing the carbuncle inside if they were also in there, so... Maybe we should just wait.
Oh, here's me thinking you could just do everything. Oh.
Well, it was going to be easier had there been a small folk around to answer our questions.
Well, there would have been had you not, stolen a coin and caused a fight to occur.
I was ready to handle that my own way, and you decided to step in and melt them into a puddle of goo, which was your choice, not mine.
I forgot how fragile they are.
Yeah, I was had to understand that our small folk are very vulnerable.
But I'm in small form. I thought all levels of small were equal. I was small, they were small. Surely it would be like little fisticuffs.
We take this form to walk among them, but never forget we are draconic and therefore superior to them.
I mean, I like to think we're, somewhat comparable when I'm down at this point. I don't like to think about the differences. Maybe I should have done in this case, though. I did rather obliterate them.
Yes, but it seems like he died doing what he loved, so... Really, it seems like it was a win for everybody. Or I just don't care enough to think about the consequences. Where is Rex?
Yeah, let's cut back to Rex. What are you up to, Maximus?
Okay. So Rex is getting really frustrated and annoyed trying to look around for this carbuncle because he can't get into its head. He's never felt fear before. And this is a small, terrified creature, right? And the hamster in his skull turns over the wheel and he gets an idea. He's going to go find that kobold that was getting strangled earlier.
Okay. Wait, so you're not going to go to the peak. I want to be clear that you
he plans to, but he needs assistance from a small creature that knows what it's like to be scared.
Okay. Yeah. You go back down into the tunnels to find some kobold whimpering in the corner. Actually, I think it's the same guy, but you don't see the hand. Instead, you see on the ground in front of him there is a small toy monkey with little clanging cymbals, and he's just cowering and whimpering as the toy stares at him, unblinking, unmoving.
This one isn't cursed. It's just a regular toy monkey.
But yeah, the kobold says, "You sit back, please, please, Maximus, please."
Yes, you're coming with me. And he just kind of like picks it up by the scruff of its neck. It just starts walking towards the peak, saying, "You're a small, scared little creature. You're gonna be able to lead me to right wherever this thing's hiding."
Oh, absolutely. I'm so fragile. Oh, did you see the fear? Did you see the death in its eyes?
I see the fear in your eyes.
Oh,
I think he kind of like holds him out a little bit further in case he's gonna like piss himself in terror.
Oh, you noticed my eyes, sir. You've blessed me this day. It's true what they say. Your words really do lift our spirits.
I think he just kind of drops him unceremoniously and kind of like rubs his hand off on his shirt and says, "All right, get walking. Once we get to the top, you're going to show me where you hide when you get scared up there."
Oh, wow. This is very interesting. So I think with advantage, maybe persuasion to get this done, I think is the thing that makes the most sense to me. It could also be intimidation, but yeah, you're not like browbeating him.
Mm-hmm. Can I do? I kind of want to do intimidation because I'm way better at it.
Okay, you know what? Sure.
It's an authoritative command.
Yeah, sure.
17.
17's good. Yeah, I was looking for 15. So you kind of bring this guy out into the smoky upper mountain, and there's rivers of lava flowing down, and he has to kind of skip and jump over them. They're pretty dangerous. In fact, can I get a dexterity saving throw just to see if you step on any shards of obsidian glass, or maybe you get splashed with some magma here?
Sure. 2.
Oof. Yeah. What do you are you in any way as a level 1 character resistant to fire damage, or is it only as level 20?
I am, because my race is technically just dragon. I got fire resistance as a level 1 ability.
Incredible. So your class is dragon and your race is dragon.
Yes.
So you take 1 damage. I rolled a 3, but half of that. So there's a bubble of magma pops and kind of sprays you with a light misting of magma, and it just kind of irritates your skin. You can wipe it off. It's not a big deal. Well, maybe it is. Level 1 characters are not known for their hit points. But you're following this kobold as it kind of jumps from rock to rock and is trying to show you all the good hiding places here as it goes further up the mountain. So this is a good idea.
Yeah, he'll follow along. I think he's like quietly reminiscing to himself in the process. Like he looks to like the top of a hill that's clearly been obliterated by him crashing through it as a younger dragon, or like gouge marks in the ground from where he fought something, stuff like that.
Absolutely. So as you make your way up the mountain, the smoke gets thicker and thicker as you get near the summit. Can I get a perception check?
Ooh, I'm actually proficient in this, but just a +1. 5.
Oof. Yeah. So as you make your way up, the smoke gets thicker. It's harder to see, and it's harder to kind of even smell your way around with your senses. I think you actually step on something sharp. You don't take damage, but you look down, and it is the rib cage of a skeleton you just stomped on, and you see that it is a kobold here who was burned all up, crisped all up by magma, and that skeleton you have crushed, and the kobold you're with kind of squeaks in terror and disgust and scampers up a little into the smoke, and you lose sight of him for a moment.
Mm-hmm. I think he kind of contemplatively picks up the kobold's skull for a second, and then just tosses it over his shoulder and starts heading into the smoke.
Absolutely. So Rex, you're about to reach the summit, or the other place to look for the carbuncle. Let's go back to Hop and DiCaprio, maybe for the last time before the party rejoins. Is there anything else you want to do in the treasure room?
Yeah, I think that there's like a moment's kind of passed and Rex hasn't shown back up. DiCaprio's gonna be like, "Oh, just find someone else," and she's gonna go to head back to like where like the group of kobolds were to find somebody else.
Yeah, I think if as they
Sorry, I'm just having a very quick thought. I'm just double checking something for one moment. Sorry, the unseen servant was sucked into the thing.
yeah.
Does the unseen servant still exist inside the thing?
That's a great question. Do you want to read the part of the spell that's relevant? I assume that you can perceive something from its perspective.
That's what I was trying to work out quickly. Let's have a look. It performs simple tasks at my command. It has an AC of 10, 1 hit point, strength of 2, can't attack. I can mentally command it to move and interact with an object. It can do simple tasks. Waits for my next command. The spell ends if it moves more than 60 feet away from me? No, I don't know what the spell I'm thinking of that is similar to this but does let me see through its senses. I thought I could see through an unseen servant.
I think that's just what familiars do.
There are other abilities and stuff. I think there might be higher level spells as well.
Yeah. Okay. Still, I think it's worth knowing. Does it seem like the spell can I sense if the spell has ended or if I'm still connected to the thing?
This is a fun train of thought. No, I like this because I think if you magically like go to perform the ritual again of the unseen servant, you can summon a new one without feeling like it just feels like the other one is gone. So I will say that yes, wherever it went, it ceased to be. It's not like it's walking around doing stuff.
Cool. So it's not like I can go it's not like I can go collect the carbuncle and then get a little ding to be like, oh yeah, found it.
But yeah, no, this is a good thought. The unseen servant disappeared inside of the trapezoid and ceased to be a thing in some way.
Okay. And I would try and take this with us in case it is what the carbuncle is in, but I feel like putting a thing that sucks stuff inside it inside of a trash bag of holding is a really bad idea.
Yeah, it's important to know any items you're taking with you. So I have, written down that DiCaprio has the golden coin, and Rex is going to take the anvil. I don't have anything for Hop this episode. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Sword's still on the ground.
If I still had the unseen servant, I would find out what the sword was. But at this point, my object I'm taking with me is the slurped up kobold. That's my object, I guess.
You mean lunch?
Can
Sure.
I scoop up the sword real quick and toss it at Hop, like to try to hit her with it almost?
Look, I'll take the sword if you touch it first and it's not bad. I'll take it.
I love that you two are playing fucking sibling ass games with each other. Like, I'm not touching you; it's the sword's touching you. Yeah, I think.
Oh no! So a cursed sword just smacked you in the head.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Am I cursed? The sword touched me. Austin, what fucked up thing's happening to me now?
Technically, she didn't hit you with the sword. She just swung the sword near you, and you walked into it. Is what happened. That's what you have to tell Dad.
Okay. Well, how am I cursed? Tell me how my character's fucked up.
I know. So there's a white sword. There's a sword with white metal blade, and there's a sheath, and you can hold them, and nothing seems to happen necessarily. Arcana check.
Can
maybe?
I do some kind of... Yeah. Okay, Arcana. 15?
Yeah, 15's good. You don't think it's the kind of curse where just touching it is going to be very bad for you. You're holding it. You feel it pulse with power. It seems like there is a definite upside to wielding the sword. But there is also, with the 15, I'll say is a significant downside as well. It's going to be a trade-off that you're going to learn about as you wield it if you choose to wield it. If you choose to take it with you, it's going to be, as the kids say, a whole thing.
I put it in the bag and make my decision later?
That's a great question.
Or if I take it, am I committed to whatever it's gonna do to me?
Could be that taking it constitutes ownership, and a lot of curses like the concept of ownership.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think if you try to put the sword in the trash bag, it refuses to leave the sheath behind. It's like magnetized backwards.
Could I put the sword and sheath in there together?
Separately, or do you try to sheath it?
If I sheathe the sword and then put it in the bag.
If you go to sheath the sword, as the blade gets near the sheath itself, as if to sink into it, the white metal of the blade begins to turn red.
Oh. That doesn't feel like a good sign.
With a 15, like I said, this is a powerful sword with a drawback. So if you don't want to be fucking with this stuff, you can leave it behind. If you take it with you, then you are fucking with it.
I'm not fucking. Is there anything that suggests it has small folk significance? Because if so, I might be convinced to take a stupid sword.
I think by definition, it being a sword makes it a small folk item.
Yeah, but like, no. Is it like run-of-the-mill sword, or is this like granddad's sword that's been in the family for like 50 years?
Oh, that's a fun idea, because your hoard is like dingle hoppers, which tend to be things of not iconic significance. So I would actually say that this sword is too legendary to count for you.
Cool. Yeah, no, then I'm not interested. That's the vibe I was trying to get. Is like, can I get a sense of like this is well loved but generic, or is this like, oh no, that's a special thing?
Yeah, in all of the hoards and all the layers this season, there will be Venn diagrams. So there are going to be cursed dingle hoppers and cursed items of kingship and cursed items of beauty, if that makes sense. So there will be opportunities for you all to add to your hoard from other people's.
Yeah. No, I'll leave this.
This sword seems like it is of a kingly quality. I could see Rex picking it up, and you could even say it's beautiful, but it is not a dingle hopper.
Well, I will dingle hop on right by then.
Okay. DiCaprio, you went to look for other kobolds, and I will say they see you coming and they run away. They're frightened of you. They know that Keeper just got melted.
So when that happens, I'm gonna see one of them and I'm gonna cast the spell Friends on them.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna make one of these kobolds my friend. There is no DC. It is just noted that once this spell ends, they know that I just use like a magic manipulation on them.
Yeah. What are they going to do about it?
Yeah.
Compared to what Rex's mother probably does to them, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, all these little kobolds that are terrified, she's just going to like kind of point one and be like, I need you. And then they're just going to be magically compelled to be friends with me.
What is your spellcasting focus?
Yeah, so DiCaprio's spellcasting focus is going to be the same as her spell book, which, is a book with all of her spells. But instead of having, like, written spells, DiCaprio's spell book is essentially a portfolio binder of various photo sheets she's done. And for her, magic spells are kind of imprinted in the book based off of a, like, pose. Like, she has, like, an iconic look for all of her spells. And that's what she channels from, essentially.
So you're walking down a dark tunnel and people are running in fear. And then you say, am I serving cunt here? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I didn't realize.
Yeah. I do like a little pose. I have like a little fun fashion runway pose. And one of the kobolds like, I guess I should go along.
Do you quick change into the outfit too?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. What do you say?
Kobold, I need your help.
Okay. Yes, Yusa ate and left no crumbs.
No, I did not leave any crumbs. Thank you. Now, I need your help with a magical problem of the hoard. I need you to identify a couple items for me and tell me what they do.
Of course. Slay Queen. You've been sorcelled this
Yes.
guy's mind. He has no idea what he's saying.
Yeah. She just like, okay. Like, she's used to being complimented, and she doesn't really, like, stop. Like, she knows she's magically ensorcelled this person, so she's really not, like, she is like, I do enjoy you praising me, but I also have things I need to get done. This only lasts for so long.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know who else ate and left no crumbs?
This is a fun episode. I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, sorry. I suddenly need to inform you of a thing I learned today. The Nickelodeon TikTok account has videos in which Dora the Explorer explains Gen Z slang to parents. I stumbled upon a video of Dora Explorer explaining what it means to slay to adults. Can you say slay?
Well, I mean, that's important information. Where else would they find that? Google is broken.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, only Dora will teach you how to use it in a sentence.
Only Dora is brave enough to teach us about slaying.
The only reliable source of information for adults is now Dora the Explorer. All right, so yeah, this kobold will tell you what it knows. What's up?
Yeah, I'm going to bring the kobold back upstairs, point out the 3 cursed objects, the sarcophagus, the blue bottle, and the shiny trapezoid, and I'm going to ask that kobold for everything it knows about those 3 objects.
Yeah, the kobold tells you, the sarcophagus is where we keep all of our worms. You don't want to be in there.
Oh, that's good to know. I wasn't planning to jump into it, but if it's just full of worms...
Those are my snacking worms.
Now, are they worms or worms?
What? No, they don't. Mother Rosaline, her jowls ever protruding, does not pay us in worms.
Okay, good to know.
Do we know if carbuncles like worms?
You have no reason to believe they do. No, I think this is. We'll say the sarcophagus has been eliminated. Yeah.
Okay.
The kobold tells you that. Yeah, the bottle and the trapezoid are mighty magic, but we don't have any wizards here. I'm not a wizard. Are you a wizard?
I am. I'm trying to see if the cast here is, informed enough to resolve this problem without me having to instigate upon it myself, but if you truly don't know anything more...
Hello, wizards among the humans. Hello, wizards among the elves. They got magics galore.
Are you suggesting that the fact that I am a wizard would give some kind of advantage to studying these items, or is there some method I'm not seeing? I assume if they're cursed, they should be handled.
Misa, just a simple country kobold. I just touched the things and they set me on fire. If you don't know any you don't know any wizards, what do I do?
What happens when you touch the blue bottle?
The ensorcelled kobold touches the bottle. Nothing happens.
Can you look inside? Do you see anything inside of the bottle?
The kobold looks inside of the bottle, doesn't see anything. Just says, "Looks like a bottle to me."
There's no, you take the stopper out and then it sucks you in or anything.
It doesn't appear, with the rolls and stuff. I will say, for the audience, the players know this, but Doc Hop, your mother's small folk are humans, and DiCaprio, your mother's small folk are elves. So.
Okay. So if we took this thing with us carefully, we could maybe find someone who might know more about what it is, and if the carbuncle... Because my gut says the carbuncle might well be in the trapezoid, but we don't have the resources here to find out what the trapezoid is or what to do about it.
Correct.
Okay, so if we each take them, or if they seem safe enough to put in the bag of holding, but if we carry these with us, we don't think they're immediately going to suck us in or anything like that.
I think you can do. So the bottle appears to be completely safe to handle. The trapezoid, when a thinking or a moving, motivated thing touched it, it was sucked in. But if you try, it's not sucking up the dirt it's touching on the ground. So you reason that there is a way you could wrap it in something inanimate and store it without endangering yourself.
Okay, could I use my zipper to go into my clothes rack and just grab some like random clothes that I'm just gonna like swoop this trapezoid end up with.
Yeah, two things. One, are you just doing sticky fingers from Vento Oreo? Is that what's happening?
No, I just needed some way to like cosmically get to these things because she has a fashion designer, and I was like, well, what's a what's an item you would use on a piece of clothing to like open something?
Sure.
Big? Well, a zipper.
That's how I was picturing it, though. I just wanted to share that with you.
Sure. If you would like to visually imagine it's a little bit like sticky fingers, that's fine.
All right.
Sticky fingers rolled.
So I'm going to write in DiCaprio's page here, trapezoid. Who is taking the bottle?
I'll take the bottle.
All right, then I'm going to write blue bottle on Hop's page.
Important question: are you going to tell Rex that you're kind of stealing from his mother?
We're going to in a second. Look, the important thing is before this spell ends, I'm going to flip this kobold the cursed coin.
Oh.
So that they are ensorcelled by the coin by the time my spell ends. So they will be angry at me, but they will be distracted with this cool coin I've given them.
Oh,
At least that's my hope.
all right, fascinating. So you take those two items, you add them to your inventory, and you flip the coin to the ensorcelled kobold. As your two are leaving, I don't know if you want to discuss like the ethics of taking things from Rosaline's hoard or anything else. I will say last episode ended with you all deciding the order of visiting the mothers, and you said at the time Rosaline, Sycorax, Desdemona. Are you still sticking with that? You could also have that conversation in character.
Sure, yeah, I think DiCaprio's gonna be like, all right, well, we hold on to this just in case. See if Rex maybe knows something we meet up, and if need be, we can check with your mother, and perhaps she will know the secret to the bottle, and maybe someone there will know anything about the trapezoid as well.
Possibly. I mean, maybe we even just go talk to Rex's mum and be like, hey, you know curse things? Do you know what these curse things are? Can you help? It's for Dad.
Yeah, I'm assuming, is there a narrative reason we aren't specifically just going straight to to Rosaline herself?
I believe Austin said that she's not here right now.
Okay.
Correct. All your mothers are busy preparing for the bicentennial, so you don't know where they are.
So yeah. So for that, I guess DiCaprio will be like, well, our mothers are all going to be busy, so we better find somebody to help, some of the small folk to manage things.
I feel like we ask Rex and be like, how chill is your mom going to be about we borrow a thing to bring it back, but it's to help Dad, whether that's going to fly.
I suppose I'm not really the one to talk about this with. DiCaprio's going to say, she kind of lowers her sunglasses. She's going to be like, I did steal from my mom's vault immediately upon leaving her, so perhaps I'm not the best judge to talk about this.
Also, it's never been that bad when I take stuff from Mum's vault, because I come back feeling guilty and then slurp, have the guilt, and well, I got some more emotions of the hoard. It usually works out.
Oh, I intentionally took something to hurt her, so no, it was sort of a different vibe on my end.
I mean, it's probably got some glee or some satisfaction that could be slurped up still. You've probably got emotions.
Oh, your mother would be drinking deep on the power I felt after taking something from my mom and using it to start my own life. There was quite a lot of satisfaction and accomplishment there. It was a real feast.
Yum, yum, yum.
All right, Rex Maximus, you reach the peak of the volcano. You are fully in the depth of a dark, billowing cloud of ash and smoke. Because of your poor perception check, you have difficulty seeing anything at this point. What do you do?
Rex will sort of stand there at the peak of this mountain, breathing in deeply the smoke, going, childhood. Why am I here again? Oh, right, the carbuncle. And then he doesn't know the kobold's name, right? So he's just gonna call out, small weakling, where'd you go?
Can I get a wisdom saving throw?
I'm bad at those.
You're good at most things. You'll survive.
7.
That's not good. You hear the kobold chirping and running. You hear like a sound of jumping, like rocks cascading and stuff. At a certain point, it becomes clear that he is not coming to your voice. He is running away from you now. You don't know why with a 7, but it appears that he led you here, and then something happened, and now he is fleeing. I mean, you brought him for his cowardice, so it makes some sense.
So he's fleeing away from where I am?
He is also running through the cloud, a little bit confused. It's not 100% clear with your 7. He's running away from you, but not where and why, not clear.
Okay. I guess Rex, thinking backwards, is going to like see where he's running to, and then look in the opposite direction.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you investigation with disadvantage because of the thick, poisonous clouds?
Okie dokie. Why am I even looking? It's a -1. 12.
All right, 12 is pretty good. As you make your way in the opposite direction, I will say you hear a shriek of pain and a crunch noise as the cowardly kobold like trips, hits their head, goes rolling down the mountain out of your concern. That guy is having a very bad day. But you see where he was running to, and you get to the caldera of the volcano, the crater at the top center. You can look down, and now you can see by the light of the glowing magma there, more of like the lip of the volcano. And you see this is the magma chamber at the heart of the volcano. This is like your mom's like inner sanctum. This would be like anyone who just comes here normally would just be eaten or incinerated. And you see down in there, like this is where probably she keeps some of her most powerful, valuable items. And you need to make a charisma saving throw as like the dark cursed energies begin kind of happening to you.
Okie dokie. I'm better at that one. So +4. 15.
Nice, yeah. You feel like a ghostly whisper, or you hear ghostly whispers like moving past you. You feel like a cold hand on your shoulder as something moves by. There's just like ripples of purple energy. Like this is an extremely psychically fraught place. But with a 15, and I think also because you have, this is like your childhood home, you were not immediately possessed and cursed,
Yeah, there's like a wispy smoke that looks like a screaming ghost face, and he just kind of irritably waves it away.
I will say that it appears the cowardly kobold ran because of the curse energy that was probably going to drive him insane, possess his body, turn him into a flower pot or something. But you were here at the lip of the volcano, and you can see that you're not the first person to come up here. There's tracks, there's all kinds of stuff, and I think this is the perfect time to roll your investigation for the carbuncle.
Okay. 8.
Oof, bad. So you can kind of walk around the crater. You're just making a big circle because you don't know like which side. Volcanoes, mountains are huge, right? So you're just kind of circling, and I think what you see is there's a claw marks on the edge where you presume your dad brought the carbuncle and like held it over the edge and said like, "Look, son, lava," like showed it here. But you don't actually see any carbuncle tracks. I will say that your first guess that if it was here, it would have fucking died. You feel pretty confident that was correct. So once again, you all have my number from the beginning. The carbuncle probably, 1 hit point. it's not, fucking with lava like this. But there is the treasure chamber below you here. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Rex would never steal from his mother. He loves his mom. But you did say there were tracks here. Just to confirm, he's not seeing like other small folk tracks that are fresh here, right? Because now he would be concerned, like, is someone else trying to take his mom's shit?
Yeah, can I actually get an insight on that?
Sure. Again, why do I keep... Oh, no, I actually have proficiency in this. 14.
With a 14, I will say that you'll find tracks around the crater more frequently than you would have thought. This is not a particularly pleasant place to be. It seems like mostly your mom would come here, but you do find evidence of kobolds coming here. And with a 14, you actually eventually circling maybe for like a couple hours, right? Because the mountains are so big. This is an important thing to say. And obviously, Hop and DiCaprio are off on their own quest. You eventually come upon a strange tableau. 2 kobolds dead, kind of near each other, weapons sprawled on the ground. Clearly, these 2 people hacked each other to death.
Okay. And they just look like the kobolds that his mother employs.
Absolutely, yeah. These are 2 small folk who live in the lair. I guess Rex will like look around the area to see like, were they fighting over an item or something? Or is this maybe like they got possessed by the cursed energy, snapped, and tried to kill each other? Can I get a medicine check with advantage for you just saying the answer to me with your human mouth like you've done all episode?
Okay.
Oh my god.
7 and a 0.
Yeah. All right. So with a 7, you don't get a great, because of the smoke as well, you don't get a great understanding of this crime scene, essentially. Your guess is that these 2 kobolds were possessed by, cursed energy and turned on each other. It's very difficult for you to ascertain more specifics from this tableau, but if you do like turn over their bodies and you see that there is a strange metal disc between them. It is a gold and silver disc. Once again, it's about the size of like a human palm, but it has a purple jewel in the middle, and it seems to be what they were fighting over.
Yeah. So, I guess Rex's thought is, did they like steal this from his mother's hoard somehow and not die on the way here and then fought over it or something? Because he doesn't see any reason why they would come up to here with this, right? So he will just straight up pick it up without even considering like the threat and like look it over.
Absolutely. So I think religion, interestingly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a decision for every magic item this season if it's Arcana or religion, and it's going to be based on criteria only I will know, which is to say, my whims.
How scroll-like it is.
Crit 19.
Holy fucking god. Oh my god. I guess this is the end of the episode because Rex Maximus, you realize your mother has a weapon of mass destruction, a contraband item, and she is a serious fucking criminal who's in big trouble.
Neat. Go mom. Girl boss. Slay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it more in the next episode, but this is setting up that what we're going to be doing for most of the season is kind of James Bond shit about banned magic items you have found.
Oh my god, are all of our moms going to be war criminals?
Dude, that's what our dad finds in common with all 3 of them. Like, that's why he keeps dating war criminals.
Listen, it's hot. What do you want from me?
Look, he's convinced he can change them.
Yeah, he's like, I got a type. My type hoard nukes.